most intense moments. Let's hope they can show who they are, why they were picked for this moment in Lions history. And what a moment for the captain. Third tour selection, first captaincy. Sam, you know that feeling.
It's incredible. To carry the Lion out in front of all those great players is something that I've still struggled to put into words. For Mauro, probably the greatest moment of his career. For Argentina, what an amazing occasion, an opportunity for them to beat one of the most famous teams ever to play the game of rugby. Two hugely motivated sides. And we're not going to be short of talent or motivation tonight.
And just listen to that. So special for these players to put on that famous jersey, not in training, but when it matters most. Match day one has arrived. Having been called up to replace the so unfortunate Xander Fagerson, who of course should be central in our thoughts tonight. That's the pack. In the backs, it's both of England's Smiths, Finn at fly half and Marcus at full-back. And how about that for a power pack centre combination and a whole lot more. Bundyaki Island, Scotland, Sione Tuipulotu. As this match falls outside the official international window, Argentina restricted in their choices. For them, a plethora of players in France unavailable, but they still have some very familiar faces, such as Pablo Matera, one of those with European experience, and another at fullback, Santi Carreras, a player who's recently lit up the game in this part of the world, lately of Gloucester, soon to be of Bath. And on the benches, a Lions warrior in Tyg Furlong. He'll be keen to prove his fitness, and Henry Pollock will perhaps just be relieved to place Bill the mascot down, the youngest member of the group, with that responsibility. And back in Dublin, where he already has previous. Will Greenwood, another famous Lion on our team. Nights like these bring it back, Will.
So special, because the Lions can be so contradictory. It can be professional but amateur, Corinthian but 21st century. What we know is visceral, it's feral, it's brutal, but at the same time you have to care, you have to smile, and you have to embrace it.
Team of officials will be led by James Dolman of New Zealand. He'll take charge of the Reds game in a week and a half's time, which by then will be the second match in Australia. Now that's a thought.
Stay behind.
But the one guarantee is that these weeks will play havoc with our sporting emotions. We've learned that much over the years.
Stick here.
They're on their ascent, the 2025 British and Irish Lions. How high can they climb?
No. Take one.
Garcia feeds. And at scrum half, a chance for Contepomi to have a look to see what the new age might look like. But there's some experience there as well. There was a carry from one of the new age in Picardo. Chatting with him yesterday, he's so looking forward to the confrontation with the Lion centres.
Use it, 9.
He said, not with any sense of over self-confidence. He said, I'm big too. He's backing himself.
Play on.
Argentina back themselves. And they've got good ball here to work with until it's turned over.
Hold here, Red, 4.
And a chance for Freeman. And the Lion shirt for the first time.
Out blue, keep
Just
coming.
to push Argentina back, but their kicking game is strong. Carreras, remember, at fullback. Albanos at fly half.
Retreat, Red.
Top performers at international level. And Albanos takes them on. Well played by Finn Smith.
Use it.
Genge gets an early touch. All fired up for the semi-final.
Okay, use it.
In
Last
England.
feet.
start of that match. Mitchell's hanging ball, just testing each other out here. And they scrag Carreras. Organisation good from the Lions, no space there, but the carrying good too. Toje tried to effect the charge down. He's a big man to try and clear.
Backwards by Blue.
No knock on there. Plenty of ball in playtime at the start of this match, and now there might be a little bit of space in midfield. Carreras saw that, and the Lions were very tight there in their defensive alignment, and there's a chance here for Mendy. Mendy just get back in time. And that's a moment that a side just coming together can sometimes show. And at this level, the cracks will widen very quickly. Carry from Montoya. Now the Lions must be in good defensive positions here and work very hard, because this is looking worrying, and it's Picardo for the home side.
Advantage!
A spot of bother here.
Offside.
Penalty at the very least for the Pumas. And I think the Lions at the moment might just take that.
10 offside.
Fabulous start from Argentina. This is not a Barbarians game. This is not a warm-up game. This is a proper test match. That's 3 minutes 35 seconds in play. Bit of kick tennis to begin with, and then when Argentina spot a chance, they love a short side. They're sensational ball handlers, and that is a genuine chance at getting a 5-pointer.
But they will take the three,
On the screen.
because it's such a simple one.
It just shows how important and how much respect they're showing this game. 3 points, not 5.
See, this space comes as a consequence of winning the aerial battle so far. You said a little bit of kick tennis. Lions' kicks have probably been a little bit too deep, and they haven't been able to kick to compete. Argentina have kicked to compete very well. Then they turn on the power game, and the Lions give away a penalty. Why is the penalty given away? It's not just an innocent penalty. It's because Argentina were creeping forward, but good kick aerial skills from Argentina to get the field position and strike when the iron was hot.
See the options that Argentina have for their goal kicking. Albanaz.
This is an example of one. This is an example, sorry Miles, of those kicks. That's perfectly weighted, crossfield kick, not too deep that Argentina can't get to, but shallow enough that their players can get it. That was the second win that they had in a row, and that is where they got the field position. So far, Lions just coming up short in that aerial battle.
No!
And Iskro, who up this right-hand side, is an absolute specialist. His vertical jump is insane, and his ability to compete will win them a lot of ball this afternoon.
Here. Use it.
Man who made his name on the 7th circuit. World Player of the Year a couple of years ago at that.
Okay, use it.
Discipline.
Last feet.
Exciting player to watch, and so many of these Argentina players want to show that side of their game today.
Backwards by Blue.
There's a test match hardness to their start. Lions now have a bit of ball in hand and a chance for the Northampton halfbacks to get it moving. Marcus Smith up from fullback, and there's Duhan Bandamova showing his undoubted strength. Mitchell wanted it, he's still got it to spring it this way to find Morgan. Inside it goes, and the flag will go up, and that the first taste of the British and Irish Lions attack.
Yeah, the 50-50 ball, Maro Toje is so good at snapping those, and then the opportunity's on. Smith to Smith, puts some width on it. And this boy just scores tries against the very best team in the world. Give him a half a chance and he goes, makes bus. Had an inside ball on Mitchell, potentially, but you always back him. He's like a striker. You don't want him to pass. Take the shot.
His athletic ability in attack is very freakish for a winger. To be that big, that strong, and move that quick and change direction. He's such a weapon. Might be a little bit rough around the edges in defence, but in attack, my goodness, he causes damage.
Birthday boy, Luke Karandicki throws into the line out. It's a major part of the last series in South Africa. part of this drive, but Argentina do pretty well to resist initially. Referee still seeing it on the move and creeping, and it's the search for the line, and birthday boy has gone and done it. Scored a try in the first test in 2021, and he's got the first try of the 2025 campaign.
That is such a good try from Cowan-Dickey. Argentina actually defended the ball really well. They stopped it, but he decided to break off himself. Just have a look at this grounding by here. You can see the whitewash clearly there. Yeah, he gets that down.
I think he's dropped himself. I think he loses control
Do you think
of
he
that.
loses separation? Let's have a look. Oh, yes.
He's going to have to check that. He's lost control.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
He did he was brilliant right until that last moment.
Obviously, we have on-field decision try.
What's so
You're just going to
difficult
show me a
when
potential
scoring
knock-on.
tries?
Okay,
Having the patience to understand your body weight will eventually ground it. You don't snatch.
Referee James Dolman could not have had a better view, but of course he's the advantage with the help of television match official Eric Gozan to slow that down and to perhaps see that separation.
And I think we all like the idea that referees give you the benefit of the doubt in the background, check it before they take the conversion. If you have to stop it and turn it over, you do.
That's the money shot.
I agree with you.
Yes, we have knock-on, so goal line dropout.
Okay, no try. That's 4. Goal line dropout.
Crowd reaction gave it away from their point of view. Intense disappointment from the Lions support. A shake of the head from Cowan-Dickey. You don't drop it with past the parcel, but he did today.
He did well to break out because Argentina stopped them all, but he broke out. Yes, he was on his own. He did so well to fight to get over the try line. Great defence from Argentina. It's a real statement that the Lions can try and get dominant up front. They defended it very well.
Let's go.
It was very wide in their defence, though. The Lions couldn't spin it left or right, and they pushed the Lions towards the touchline. Cowan-Dickey did great to break off, just didn't get the ground in.
So chalked off. Let's see what Bernal can do.
Okay, now out, yep.
Nice from Banyaki, and then Marcus Smith again. This role that he's become accustomed to in international rugby. Fullback. Cowan-Dickey, that's a lovely offload. Tommy Freeman, and then Van der Merwe again. Link-up play between the two of the highest quality there. Big men, subtle hands too. Here comes Genge. Out from Mitchell to Finn Smith. How accurate. It looks pretty good when it's set off. Oh, but the take is superb. And it might be on for Mendy and Pels to break away here. Gonzalez really opening up, and suddenly the Lions have to scatter back. Turnover's brilliant. Came Mitchell's way. Just couldn't hold it in the scrum half, but that is a real bonus for the Lions, who can go again.
Advantage. Not supporting body weight.
But not so good from Matera.
You need to be in better shape than that. You've come over.
Some nice glimpses of what the Lions are trying to do in attack. Out the back play doubles. So often the first receiver will have what we call a lead runner. Will come hard off the shoulder. You drop it out the back to either a Finn Smith or a Marcus Smith. Then there's another hard runner, and you hit a winger out the back.
Shot.
And you can then drop the big runners to own the contact line, Sam, if you want. But if it's the shorter numbers, it's such a
He's seen this before. He's Lions test player, not in front of this crowd, of course, because it was during the pandemic in 2021, but a big turnover. In these games, it's so hard to win a turnover. If you're a player who can win 3 turnovers a game, jackal turnovers on the floor, it's a massive release of pressure, and that's one of his USPs. He's excellent on the floor.
I love your eyes when you talk about turnovers. They shine. to Pelotu. Decides to go for the boot.
15, get out!
Nicely dealt with by Isgro. Albanaz with his boot. This is awkward for Mitchell. He always looks like he's almost dithering, but he's a player that does things like that. Has time, so calm, deceptive, super, as he found Freeman.
The skill sets of these modern players, you're watching them warming up. All the second rows are practicing these chicken wing passes. He's out at the back. The scrum halves, Mitchell, I think George Ford was interviewed in the week. Build your perfect player. Who's the best passer? Has Mitchell in there.
7.
That is top class under pressure.
So reassuring for a team, isn't it? So often that has to be played, that role by scrum half as well as full-back, that covering role. Nice from Albanaz, the cutout pass to bring in Carreras on to Mendy. Mendy will step and Mendy will score. He was brilliant in defence with his take. And now that is a silky finish for Argentina, and they have the first try.
It's a cracking setup play, upper line out. They go hard up the middle, which just narrows the line's defence. Freeman just gets dragged in a little narrow.
Thanks.
And then Albanaz, this boy can play at 10. He stands up, he plays in the championship. They won 3 of their 6 games last year. He goes to line, what a ball. Just gets outside Freeman, and it's Carreras. We often talk about the great players. They use the ball as an extra passer. They drift down the ball, and you lose the eye line of the defender. It's what the greats do. That's Cullen, that's Wilson for the older generation. It's all Carreras, so good.
Now your eyes are shining. Wide with the conversion, but it was a try, well appreciated by the crowd, so it should have been.
Argentina playing to space very, very well. Lions didn't really get a good fold in their defensive line. You saw it was only Luke Cowan-Dickey who worked around that ruck.
Guys,
and Argentina saw it. They just
play
played to space. If they've got space out wide and there's space in that 15-metre channel, they're getting the ball there really quickly. So you've got to credit the communication of the back line for the Argentinians. Lions are failing to fill that field a bit in defence, and Argentina exploiting that very well.
Inside, use it.
There's some growing pains, which were always going to be inevitable.
And use it.
Miles, I mean, it's a warm-up game. You're playing the 5th best team in the world, who make World Cup semi-finals most years. You know.
Yeah, it's a hot one on a warm night here in Dublin. Lions have brought the weather from their training base in Portugal back. No doubt about that. Good work there from Gonzalez. It's just does that all the time, and that's lost by the La Rochelle prop.
It's your red ball.
Sclabby.
It's your own man.
And there'll be a scrum. Ben Earl seems quite pleased about that.
Need to get him to roll so he can play it.
Yeah, good shot from Finlay Bealham. Contepomi just looking on at his team there as they failed to exit. They've been a bit cleaner than that. Prior to that carry, they've been getting out of their half really well. Kicking game has been excellent so far. There's a good shot from Bealham who targeted that ball, caused the knock-on. That's not by accident. You know, you're coached to do that. Ben Earl celebrating it, and vitally Lions get a great attacking position.
Contepomi, what a player, what a coach. What a visionary, honestly. It's such a fabulous human alongside it. So he'll pull on the heartstrings. He'll connect not just with the heart, but the head. And it's such a powerful leader.
As captain, as Alex was saying in this meeting 20 years ago, now the coach.
Come up, boys. Yeah, boys. I understand. We need to close that gap up because all I see is you rock forward, okay? So let's just get it right, please. Don't rock forward, have a word if you need to.
Alice Genge, Andrew Porter, one of the Lions onlookers this evening. James Ryan there with him, so Gary Ringrose, chuckling Will Stewart, and Jack Van Portfleet, who's called into the squad to act as cover for the scrum half position. And Jamison Gibson Park, news on Gibson Park is good. He's almost there, we're told.
6! Vantage, tight head
Porter
angle.
would have loved to have been in that scrum, but it was Genge and Co who did the job for him there. And the squad, and did it very well. Mitchell quickly back to his feet. Knew he had to bounce back because it's all about speed of ball, this attack now, and he wants it in those hands again to get it through the hands in the back. Aquí, that time running up a blocked off route. Here goes Tom Curry, a nice offload. Find Earl, here's Mitchell, Smith, Toje. Finn Smith takes it flat again. Marcus Smith likes it in there as well. They've worked it superbly, and Freeman's looking a constant threat. And with that and Van der Merwe on the other flank, the Lions know they have a couple of
there.
Genuine weapons there. Penalty is what we go back for.
Yeah. Tight head, angle.
Some great attack from the Lions, Sam. Often people assume ball moving, they can't hit what they can't see.
That's what it was for.
That's the style. They know pace and accuracy is everything.
It's no surprise the Lions have adopted a very similar pattern to Ireland. They've got that very tight diamond shape off 9. So they've got 3 forward runners, one is promoted with a 10 just tucked in behind. So you've got 4 genuine options. Tom Curry had a lovely late pass at the line. Marcus Smith, a lovely late pass at the line. So it's not just direct. There's some subtlety to it as well. When you combine the two, it's so difficult to defend.
Crowd like this decision as Cowan-Dickie goes hunting again. Throws accurately to Byrne. That's lovely off the top. It's exactly what the backs want. Oh, and Tuipulotu. Well, he's looking all around.
No. I actually have it backwards. Backwards off Argentina.
Referee, I think, initially here is going with try.
Eric?
Giving nothing.
This play is so good.
I have it here.
Yeah.
So it's tapped forward by Argentina, off Mitchell's knee.
So it's first knock on is
knock
by
on is
Argentina.
blue, then second knock on is red.
Yeah, so we're going scrum here.
Going scrum.
Guys,
red.
yeah, no try. It was lost forward by Argentina and then by Lions.
Yeah, there's a bit of Mitchell hand in there.
But so many options. When Aki got 5 yards out, when Aki runs like that, 3 of you've got to stay. He goes out back to Mitchell.
Let's go, guys.
And he's looked as a bruiser, but both these centres, both Tuipulotu and Aki, can properly ball handle. Who do you take?
Even Freeman, who's on the inside of Aki, he ran such a decisive line. Just having another look at this knock-on, that is, you can't argue with that. But when you've got that many threats coming hard to the line, it's so difficult to defend. A lot of power runners, Van der Merwe, Freeman, Aki, Tuipulotu. There's 4 massive men for a back line
bind
there.
up, guys.
A lot of Mitchell hand. Clear assist, no doubt about that.
This is the sort of play that Marcus Smith would have dreamt of. This position.
Right, let's go.
Sat in behind the scrum. Very difficult for Argentina to commit to one side, and he can choose his side, pick his spot, make his mark in a Lions shirt.
Now the Lions would love to finish this. It's almost perfect position. Earl was controlling Mitchell, the Tuipulotu. And the scrum half again, the willing Genge there for him once more.
Yeah, that's all right. You pushed it into him. Play the ball. Don't slow your own
Wasn't
ball
the
down.
strike move from first phase, but it might be a strike now. Hands brilliant on from Smith, and then, Aki does what he does so often here on this turf. And once again, he's in Lions colours. And still looking the part at the age of 35.
He's been one of the world's great centres over the last 4 or 5 years. One Ireland have won in New Zealand and one in South Africa and gone to the top of the world. He's often been at the heart of it. Just raw power combined with lovely hands, and here is just bloody mindedness. Can't throw the pass, straightens up 1, 2, power, patient, weight, grounded. 5-pointer in the red shirt.
Finn Smith with the conversion, liked it straight away. He was halfway down the halfway line. Second after he kicked it.
This is that perfect diamond shape, Miles. There it is. There's 3 forwards, all genuine options. Byrne even comes tight off 10. So as a defensive line for Argentina, there's 4 forwards who are running decisive lines. You have to pick one, and that leaves the space out wide. Aki relies on a bit of power to get over. There's a good example. You just saw Tui Pelotu go back to his forwards then and tapping them on the hands. It wasn't perfect.
To come straight, so it just splinted, just split the Argentine defence 5 yards from their own line. Aki did the rest.
Okay, no compete now.
The only older back in the original tour part. You have to go back to 1927 when the Lions went to Argentina. Ernest Hammett was his name, of the Blackheath Club, the famous Blackheath Club of London. Good chase from Freeman. He must be feeling good to be back here after his semi-final hat-trick in the Investec Champions Cup. Away from Sclavi.
Hold here.
Albanos seen a little bit of grass in behind. And Smith wanted more than that. He was motioning to run further down the line, but the assistant had his flag up.
A rarity, a spiral kick. Prendergast has brought it back. He's doing a lot of them now. George Ford with this spiral bomb. Would often drop punt that down the line. But went to distance with the spiral and just caught the edge.
You could hear his reaction on the referee's mouth. He wasn't happy. This is Garcia.
Yeah, the ball's out to the side. 2 wins it.
In Italy, there's Freeman again. Every time he's doing something, he's doing it at tip-top quality.
And that's a good defensive win, Miles. Good pressure through the line out, then followed up with from great pressure and defence from the Lions.
Last feet. Use it. No, it's not out. Still feet there.
Alongside those inevitable growing pains, a lot to enthuse about as well.
Well done. You're pushing it into the red player on the floor. No, 6.
Quite a few things are falling into place. It'll be encouraging for the Lions coaches. We've certainly got an enthralling test match here as Carreras really felt that from Van der Merwe. Referees waving it on, and Van der Merwe only thinks of the ball. Good work again from Curry to Mitchell. He's caught in possession though.
Can you?
Okay, so it is foul play. He's upright. It is head on head.
Suaki Novido,
okay, so we have it at foul play, though, yes? Yeah. Agree? Okay, so now we need to determine level of danger. Here's the real speed. So for me, that reaches our yellow card. You agree? Or is it? So then does it reach our yellow card and then there's clear mitigation? So I'm going to go penalty only here. Yeah. So it reaches our yellow card, but then we have clear mitigation because there's lack of time for him to adjust there. So I'm going to penalty only here.
A lot of nodding Julian, to my right.
Yeah, thanks. It is foul play, but there's clear mitigation because there's a lack of time for the player to adjust. So it's just going to be a penalty only here. It is 8. Yeah. So just the mark.
I think that's really clearly explained, and it's a really good decision. Oviedo makes the tackle. He does really well to work hard to break off to make your player in those contact situations. I think it is a penalty. Yes, it's head on head, but he's just working hard and he doesn't have enough time to adjust to the lines play in front of him. Great call.
Crowd agreed as well. They applauded.
Yeah, absolutely fought through the tackle, tried to make the next impact. Ball was a short pass. Finn Smith dips into it. He almost pulled out of it. It's one of those unfortunate head-on-head incidents, but fabulous refereeing. Great work from the team of officials, I should say, as a collective. Great decision, great explanation.
And you mentioned, Will, the team of officials, the 2 assistants today, as Finn Smith finds his touch. Nika Amishikeli, of course, took charge of the Champions Cup final, and Andrea Piardi, in charge of the URC final, will do test matches as referees in Australia, part of the series. His Johan van der Merwe again, try score against Japan 4 years ago in the warm-up game in Murrayfield. Now, there was a crowd, but because of those strange times, it was restricted.
Out there.
There's no fans at all in South Africa.
Leave it. Leave it. Play.
And taken quickly by Gonzalez. They're looking for that space down that channel again, trying to get there early.
9, come out.
Picardot
Well done.
picks out Marcus Smith. Little dummy on the kick.
Right tackle there, it's across the
But
chest.
that's good owning of the space by
Use it.
the Lions fly half.
6 on his feet, holding.
We're about 4 or 5 metres from one of the great Argentine fullbacks / fly halves,
Let's
the
go back a bit,
magician,
wanna tap?
Juan Martin Hernandez.
Do you want to tap?
Incredible in the 2007 World Cup. And it might be a stretch, but I think Santi Carreras has that ability to be that good. And his kick there, he goes so late to the line,
well, we just penalised one.
looks to play,
Yeah,
drags the
no
Lions
contact
team forward,
No foul play for me there.
pinpoint kick. Absolute quality footballer.
6 on his feet, holding.
Saw also Johnny Sexton there, and the great of the game, part of the Lions coaching staff. Part of that staff, of course, will be very familiar with being in charge in this stadium of the Ireland national team. Eddie Farrell himself, of course, Simon Easterby, who's boss here in the Six Nations. John Fogarty, Andrew Goodman and Sexton too, alongside Richard Wigglesworth and John Dalziel. Wigglesworth of England, Dalziel of Scotland. That's your Lions coaching team. Bill's kick predictor. It's around about 71. Here's famous last words. I'm going higher than that.
You know your onions, Miles. You know your onions.
More importantly, he knows how to kick. Owen Jones, injured, of course, in the match. He was the starter at Murrayfield 4 years ago.
Still staggered by his test record. 12 consecutive Lions tests.
Take him back in.
True legend of the game. Certainly a Lions legend. Right up there. In the first chapter. Knock on. Talk about trips to Dublin. Marcus Smith had a horror show in his last trip.
There was that angle again. Okay. And I think you rocked forward as well.
Too far from his 62
So I've got him
nil.
rocking forward that time. I think like,
Leinster.
let's just keep working on that weight balance, okay? We have both sides sort of backing it.
Gavin Hastings is the Lions captain.
Okay, guys, the first knock on in the air
With Michael Flatley?
Is that clear, Eric?
No, Michael Flatley's not led the Lions.
So the first knock on was by blue, red ball.
You'd follow him though, wouldn't you?
Okay, yep.
I bet everywhere he goes
was
down
lost
the
forward
street,
first by blue,
he must
then
walk
by
past
red,
him and
red
everyone
ball.
drops into trying to
Okay,
be
guys,
an Irish
lined up.
dancer. Which, by the way, if you've never tried it, is way harder than you can possibly imagine.
I'll tell you what, you have a wicked step.
Okay, guys, hang on. It's their ball, so you set. Guys, you set. Julian, thanks. Just wait. You set, you adjust. Are you happy there?
Beautiful evening.
Okay, step off.
Just made
Boys,
for it.
time's on. Guys,
We've all been
we're not
saying
gonna
today,
do
if you
that.
can't
Okay.
play rugby in these conditions,
Don't
okay, it
adjust.
will be a bit
Let's go.
sapping. Let's not take that away from the players. It's a warm evening, but there are replacements waiting. They'll empty the tank. It's just a great night for rugby,
Right,
isn't it?
no
And
adjust.
Dublin, Miles, we saw it walk into the stadium. It's so busy. I had no idea how busy it was going to be. It's brilliant to see how many Lions fans have travelled across. Planes are full, they're coming over. The Lions bandwagon is in full flow.
And how many jerseys have they sold?
Far side. Blue, elbow down.
It's working for the Lions in the scrum.
Yep, all scrums in the Lions' favour. Been infringements on both sides, loose heads and tight head for Argentina. Loose head on that occasion, Vivas. But Gendron beat him, going well. The scrum was a source of a good attacking opportunity early in the game. It hasn't got backwards, but it's always been in the Lions' ascendancy. Yeah, you can see his left elbow just hits the ground. That elbow can't touch the ground. You've got to stay up. And if you're the first person to touch the ground, or you initiate that movement down, which is deemed by the assistant referee on the near side, that's a really good area of dominance for the Lions today, is the scrum.
Come in a little bit. There you go.
And that familiar cry goes around the stadium. Bathed in sunshine, some on the far side, and getting a view of this right down the barrel, and it seemed to be working. It's a frustrating lost ball forward. It's in a few in the last 5 minutes, and because of that, the game's just lost a little bit of rhythm. It's a heck of a contest.
When we spoke to Mara before the game, tonight is about winning. At the same time, you have to stress test how close to the line can you go, how late can you give an offload, and why a couple of things haven't quite worked with the Tuipulotu try that wasn't given under the sticks.
Okay, let's go.
Both those options look so close to being absolutely bang on, and that's what you're going to get with your first run out.
And the players are smiling after the mistake, which is a giveaway that they're happy that they're just trying and pushing it a bit.
It's going to happen, you know. I imagine maybe one of the messages Andy Farrell might say is don't be shy to build phases. You know, don't be shy that if you're not 100% that pass is going to stick. Let's just go another phase and just stress the Argentinian defence, stress them through phase play, take them deep into 5, 6, 7 phases. We haven't seen the Lions go into deep multi-phase yet and test the fitness levels of this Argentinian team.
Again, pressure on the Argentina scrum, so much so that the ball squirted out there. It's a very dangerous position on the field for that to happen. Got away with one there.
Use it!
The Pumas.
No, step 4, step.
Been really impressed with the Argentinian scrum half, Garcia. If there's a chance to go, he's away, he's off, he's running, he's looking. He nearly held Bundyaki up, so he's brave. And then that's a great clearance kick when under pressure. All the bits and pieces. They really do produce some top-class rugby players, Argentina.
Another scrum half on the bench. Look out for him as the Super Rugby Americas Player of the Year, Simon Benitez Cruz. God, he's quick. He really is quick. I'd love to see him at some stage. Hasn't got a cap yet, and this is an uncapped game. Might get a cap retrospectively if it's changed in the years to come. But
Not out.
he will get caps one day. Lots of them, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Not called for.
And that's just another sign that perhaps they aren't quite dropping into the shapes and the organisation that they'd like. 35 metres out, win the ball. You'd be pretty disappointed that you were putting up a loose box kick. It's a poor end result.
We'll have the line out now. On the line, on the line.
They lost 14 points in Argentina's match here on this ground against Ireland in November.
Okay, let's go, let's go. 5.
They took them close, didn't they? They really took them close.
As Australia did. And with that performance and their victory against England last autumn, you could see that Joe Schmidt and Australia were
advantage over.
starting to move in the right direction in this big series now. Just around the corner. Talked about it so much. Really here.
No.
Suddenly it feels so real now as we have action to talk about and watch. Oviedo did well. He picked the space, but he also maintained the connection with the ball. Off goes Garcia. That was good link work from Isgro, and there's Oviedo again. He's got his chance with the absence of likes of Issa and Kramer, and he wants to take it again. He's got 13 caps, but it's the Lions who take possession. And Jack Morgan, I haven't talked too much about him, but my goodness me, in situations like this,
Yeah, it's a good turnover. I think the referee gives it pretty quickly here, actually, because it's a really good clean out on Morgan. Morgan gets in nicely there, but you see the clean out comes in, bang, and he takes him out. You would have seen referees maybe let that go in other games to try and keep some continuity, so he gave that one pretty quickly to Jack. But he does well to get over the ball and even put the referee in that situation to make him make the decision whether it's a penalty or not.
I've seen some of your training routines using the bands to work on that. How often is he working on that quietly away from the bright lights to be so powerful over the ball?
It's hard because you experience so much contact in the game.
Is this the one you penalised?
But you have to try and work drills to survive that first contact.
But I want to show you the clean out from the number 3.
Well, we're having a look at that clean out, actually, as you asked me, Will. So we're going to have another closer look.
Assuming they're going to look at no arms involved would be... There he is.
So for me, penalty.
So we're both sort of going,
It's
that's okay. He's got his arms in front of him to clean out. Sam, if someone did that on you, you'd go there. Yeah, fair game.
I mean,
You stay with the penalty.
Listen in.
Staying with penalty.
The ball is getting out. I'm going to keep asking you, but can you give me a notice? It's out?
Yes. Nothing there, guys. That's we would have penalised. We already have a penalty for holding on. It's penalty only there. Let's go.
Yeah, in short, agreed, Will. Let the game carry on. I've seen those clear-outs before. It was a little bit sloppy. Give him a warning, but move on. A little bit sloppy, but that's the right call.
Sclavi, of course, works with Ronan O'Gara at La Rochelle. Ronan will be part of our coverage on Sky Sports for this Lions tour. Need to have him on board again. Oh, Freeman again, pushing and looking now. Yeah, it's grown. Knew he was in front and he's checked himself. Would have been offside, stopped his run, looks to the referee and said, did the right thing. We still want to put the pressure on here.
Okay.
It was clever play. He was very aware there, the right winger.
Kicking game's gone very well for Argentina. We've seen a lot of these sources of possession is because of the kicking, and because it's inside his own half. Important is a 50-22, so Argentina get the ball back. Great kick from Carreras.
Great variation of kick as well. Went with the side foot round the corner.
Accuracy again from Montoya, then it wasn't held on to, but not forward, and then the long pass from Garcia, lovely little pass from Sinti, and now Marcus Smith will have to work hard. So quick, can he get away? He's been dragged over, and he might just have to put that down.
5-metre scrum.
Had no option in the end, the Lions fall back.
It's a heck of a play, absolute heck of a play. The Garcia again, the length of pass. Gets the hard runner out to the 13 channel. They go out the back, drop it onto the foot leg. Marcus gets a nice little bounce, which helps out. And then again, I don't know how many times he played against Argentina. I found them the most ferocious tacklers, chewing gum tacklers. They didn't care what they tackled with. They just they get some part of their body, some part of your sock, boot, shorts. Brilliant at getting you on the deck.
It's a really good kick, but it's good for Marcus Smith. They play really wide, so Marcus Smith has to join the front line. So he's next to his winger, but he sees the kick come through and he turns and covers it really well. It could have been doing Van der Merwe's ball, who was in the backfield covering that space. But Marcus Smith does really well to work hard, cover front line, to stop the ball going wide. He turns really quickly and gets the ball back. So even though it's a scrum, it was still pretty good defence from Marcus Smith.
Wouldn't want to be chewing gum when you were tackled by an Argentina player.
Julian, I need you to have a word. I need him to stay down.
You get what I mean, right? They just want to stick on you. And they find a way that you think you've got away from them, and again,
I want you to have a, I want to
get you on the deck.
I just need to manage the weight. He's pulled
Chop
out. I've had a word to both of you. Let's
experts
go.
as well. Interesting sound as an old cut. So Marcus Smith wants to play fly half. Again, selflessness. He's at 15. What do you say to him? What do you want from him in the team with his versatility?
Let's go.
Yeah, we're just having a look at one of the Lions' greats, Keith Wood. What a player! And I think Dan Sheehan is someone who's going to love to follow in his footsteps and has the ability to do that. But Marcus Smith his versatility is probably what has got him on the tour at 15, and he can fill in at 10. But you want to get him in at first receiver, second receiver, when he's got more space, getting that second pass to free up his back line.
Scrum was on the move again, but Oviedo was really good to get off the base of it. Then it was Rubiolo.
Use it!
Now with Bristol, of course. Two sevens meet,
Tackle.
and Morgan pushes back hard. But it's coming again.
Tackle away. Last feet.
Argentina with
Advantage.
this
Offside.
slender advantage on the board. Now another advantage on the field. Picardo. Isgro is screaming for the ball on this side, like all wingers will. They're happy just to set up the phases first, though. Sclavi's drive. Here they come again, and it's Matera almost there. And the wrestling match is on. Vivas. But they knew it was a free play. Won't stop the frustration of not having scored the try, though, because that was building.
That's why you love Tripolotto. You give him a 3 or 4 month break and you bring him straight in. I mean, what a tackle. What a tackle on Vivas. Again, so much threat from Argentina. You suspect they'll take the 3, rattle the scoreboard, going at half time, maybe 4 points clear.
Last feet, Morrow, stick.
Yeah, they're just keeping it tight, but they have to hold on to it. Tyburn, it was out, and he was happy to make it look a real mess there.
Oh, it's back for me.
The response is good, but it's back with the Lions again. And Turpolotto and Smith to Vandermeer has got a lot to do, but if there's one man on the field who can do it from there, it's him. Knock him down like Skittles, well picked up by Gonzalez, and it might work here for Argentina. Might just steal one before half-time. It's on for Albanos from Carreras, and they're celebrating already. He'll take him to the line. Fullback shepherds in the fly half, and they feel that's a massive score.
Ruthless and lethal. Half chance for the Lions. That sloppiness that's been sort of bubbling under the surface throughout most of that first half. They get turned over on the left flank. And they play. Isgro's a sevens player. Gonzalez, just a little nibble, footwork, pick, gets away.
I think the ball's out.
Isgro, and then Carreras to straighten up Marcus Smith, to go back at his inside shoulder and flip the flat left-hander across to your man, Albanos.
Thank you.
Great, I mean, it's not what the crowd want, it's a great try.
I thought...
And food for thought for Duhan van der Merwe and the whole of the Lions there, because that suddenly has rushed into a bit of a gap for Argentina, and they stay out there almost to milk the moment and make the point to the opposition. They're together. They're not remotely considering what this means for the Lions squad and their development this evening. They're entirely and absolutely rightly in it for themselves. And at half-time, Argentina lead by 21 points to 10.